truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. Hit like, comment, subscribe, you know what to do. Be cool. City lights shining so bright. Fine dining nights feels right. Flights to places far from sight. Get right. Ruthless truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Underneath the neon glow, life is fast but take it slow. Every moment like a show. Let's go. Dancing through the night, we got energy flows we can't hide. Feel alive, we outside. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Ruthless fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Ruthless truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Stay cool.
Hey, nobody bigger than the program.
Okay. I'm doing a little motivational this time. Not so much doom and gloom. All right. We're going to talk about successful dating and relationships in 2025. I've cracked the code, right? And this is particularly for the men, right? The women, they don't need me. The men, how do you date or how do you have a successful relationship in 2025? So I'll break down each side. So we're going to start with the dating, and then we'll go to the relationships. So to have a successful dating experience, you have to network. You got to get into networking. You have to date within your friend group. It's the only way you're going to have a chance for a successful dating. You can't know strange women. You got to know them for at least a year plus before you even date them. Then you have to also know what level of woman that you want, right? You can't. So if you're a cheapskate or you don't have that much money and you want just to have an average, but you want to have average time, still enjoyment, a lot of less complaining, you got to get you a fat bitch. She got to be 225 and up, or you get you an ugly chick, with some kids. Or get you a cute chick with some kids. But yeah, but if she's attractive, it's going to cost. It's a pretty penny. So you want to keep your level of beauty down, and you need to date only within the network of the people you deal with. Do not date women that you may not. Do not do the online dating, Instagram, Facebook. That shit is trash. Find you a group. First of all, build you a group up. A group of friends who, and then them there, and then from there, you find you a chick, right? Maybe one of the homies will hook you up, put y'all, in a good space. But usually the best way to date is through introduction from a friend. That is the most successful way, in my opinion. Introduction to a friend, and then know them for a year before you even ask them to date. That's the best. I think that's the most successful strategy, because it just then you get to kind of get to know them a little bit. You get to look at them and see what their expectations are. You can see how they move before you ask them out. And keep your options open. You should have you at least 4 or 5 prospects before you date them. 4 or 5 prospects. Because check it out, these women are staying single for years, man. So you don't have to rush. These women, nobody is wifing these women up. Nobody's relationshiping these women. And if they do, the relationships don't last. So all you got to do is take your time. They're going to be there. And they like the old days, she'd be going off the market like that. But nowadays, women are single for 3, 4, 5 years. Easy. And whatever you do, don't let her friend zone you. Don't let her friend zone you completely, right? You have to meet a level of, to make sure that you two can be in position so that she know that you eventually are going to want to date her. So that's, to me, the most successful strategy of dating. Networking, and then, that introduction through friendship, and then wait a year, talk to them, phone, or maybe when you see them for a good year, and then maybe if they pass the eye test, then you maybe can ask them out for a date. So that is, to me, a successful strategy. Now, relationships is a little different, right? If you're going to get in a relationship, a successful relationship, mind you, a healthy relationship, right? You need to at least make sure they are very chill, right? You need to find somebody who's doesn't like to party a lot. And all through this is why I said before you date them, you vet them, right? You just socialize them for a year and a half. Then you clearly get a perspective on what direction you want to go. So then that should lead to a relationship. So by that year's up, y'all go on a date, 2 or 3 months, you should be in a relationship. Now, here's the deal about a successful relationship. You need to be upfront. You need to be transparent about expectations or who you are. You need to be upfront who you are, right? So I would say if you guys are moving to relationship status, you need to tell her, you are a type of person, or what your style is, and all these things. You need to make sure she knows who you are. Do not walk in that thing because she's cute and y'all just spend a lot of time together and the sex is great. Don't do it without first having a conversation about your boundaries and expectations. Or, get you a single mother. So I got a video for you guys. This is funny, right? Here we go. This is a funny video.
A woman with children is not baggage. I think that any man that's in the dating world that thinks that a woman with children is baggage shouldn't be dating. And I think that that's an insult to motherhood. A woman with children is not baggage. So you saying that sounds very insulting. And
How is it insulting?
It is. Because are you a father?
I am a father.
Okay. Are your 2 little girls that you have back at home that you care very much about, are they baggage as well?
How can my kids be baggage? What do you mean?
Right.
So if I was dating you, and I don't have any kids, and I was dating you,
Yeah.
should I consider to disqualify you because you have kids?
Okay, I see what you're saying. If I was single, well, the difference is this. Let's go ahead and have this conversation because maybe you ladies can learn a thing or two, right? So the difference is a single man with kids is much different than a single mother with kids.
I agree.
Because in the relationship dynamic, the man is the protector and the provider. generally speaking, and most women want the man to protect them, to provide.
Correct.
So if a woman has kids and that man is entering a relationship with that woman, at some point in time, he would have to provide tangible things for that child. The difference is, it's not the same in reverse. If the woman is dating a man that has kids, the man does not expect the woman to ever pay any tangible things to his child. That's the difference, meaning that it's baggage. Not only do I have to pay for you, I have to pay for your kids as well. That's why it's baggage on the woman's end.
I think
That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes tangible things also have less value, not less, but things that are not tangible have the equal value to things that are tangible. Sometimes you're just putting it in a sense of, well, finances, I'm paying you money, you're seeing it, this is money, you could hold it, you could touch it. Maybe what I'm giving in return is as equal value, and it might not necessarily be finances, my body that you could touch, but what I can provide, it could be at an equal value to a lot of men. Some men may not have peace. Some men may not come home to a warm house with good food, with a caring, loving woman. And I'm not providing you anything tangible, but I am providing you security, love.
Okay, so you're saying that sometimes the intangible can be as valued as the tangible.
Absolutely. That's
what you're
exactly
saying.
what I'm saying.
And then you said, well, the woman can be providing love and care and nurturing and all of these things.
Right.
The difference is this. The woman without any kids can do the same thing.
Right. But
No,
you haven't.
listen. The difference is this. The woman without any kids does the same exact untangible things that can be valued as tangible. And I would agree that men generally, we don't even look for a woman to protect and provide. So we're not really looking for the tangible in that aspect.
Sure.
This doesn't mean that we want to take on more tangible things. You are actually the tangible thing, meaning that you're looking for the man to protect and provide for you. So I'm saying that the man would not only have to protect and provide for you, but also your kids as well. So that would be considered baggage, because the woman without kids, what can she do? She can do everything that you can do. Give all of those untangible things that bring value to a man, but she's not bringing this extra baggage. That's all I'm saying.
But
Makes
real brief, earlier we expressed on how you can't control your emotions. I could see a single woman that can come in and provide everything a woman with kid can, but she don't have the baggage. Yet that's not who I'm interested in. I'm interested in the one with the baggage. You don't pick and choose who you become interested in, who you emotionally want to be attached to. Maybe
What?
you choose
No,
the one.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense because you're saying, why would I pick a woman with kids? And when there's other women without kids, you might just be interested in the one with the kids. So whether she had kids or not doesn't even play a part
Yeah,
in
but
the
you have
equation.
to cycle this into what she was speaking about, because that's the conversation we're having. She's saying that she has all of these prerequisites that a man has to meet in order to get a date with her. Pay for her hair, her nails, send her money. And then I'm asking, what does this man get in return? The man gets a woman with kids, and all the man gets is her time and attention. That's nothing. The man
that's
is
what he wants.
No, the man is doing all of this and not getting anything in return.
That's
Like nothing
our
is even guaranteed on this first date at all. And let's I got you. I'm gonna have you speak in a second. I want to hear your thoughts. But let's like wrap this up too. Like package it up. If we package it up, the man gets nothing in return. Like nothing in return. Nothing is actually expected from your end to give him. Was guaranteed from your end. Well, in order for him to get the date, he gotta do X, Y, Z. But once he gets the date, he don't get sex. That's not guaranteed. He don't get no head. That ain't guaranteed. What do niggas want? Niggas want sex. We don't even get that. You get what I'm saying? We get a chick that got some kids, or we gotta wait till that low fall asleep. Maybe we could get to eat a fruit snack or drink some juicy juice. That's about it after we bust a nut, but that ain't nothing special. Like, what does the man get? We're speaking about the man has to do all of this but get little in return. That's what we're speaking about.
Don't
So what does the man
disrespect
want? What would a man be looking for that
And I want
isn't?
to touch on a couple things because
Hold
we
up.
just spent through so many topics. And I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to
Let's
speak
do
on, like-
real quick. One mic at a time. Keep that thought because she did want to go first. Keep that thought though. Go ahead.
Okay, so we just sped through like 3 topics. I want to, and please help me because I wanted to make a comment on each 3 of the topics that we just sped past. But one of the topics was that you said that Number one, I want to say that a child, whether it's coming from a single father or a single mother, on neither end is it baggage. And what I want to make clear is that money is not the most important thing. It is an important thing. It is a tool. It is a means to certain aspects of life. But you can bring money and be one of the worst people in it that a person could experience in their entire lives. Now, to minimize a woman's contribution to a relationship and think that money is the only thing that holds importance in a relationship shows kind of like a lack of emotional maturity, and it shows a lack of
It's
just,
shallow.
like,
Money,
it's
yeah.
very shallow.
Money has really no meaning to it.
Now-
It's not, you don't
now
get
money-
any meaning from
Money,
it.
you have to have money to buy certain things, like to put a roof over your head.
Yeah.
Food costs money, right? But we have to just keep things in a full perspective to understand that when a man and a woman come together, you guys are both two halves of a whole, right? You guys come together and you create one. Now, like I said, neither a
Yeah.
child from you or a child from
So
me,
cool.
neither a child from you or a child from me would be baggage. Why? Because just because you might pay for some things for my child, right? You as a single father or me as a single mother, you're paying for things for my child. Okay, that's one thing that you bring. If you're a single father and I'm coming into that child's life, I'm raising your child now, right? And this is a single father, assuming that the mother is not around or not fit or whatever the case is, right? I'm raising your child, I'm nurturing him, right? Psychologically, children who aren't raised in affectionate homes with nurturance grow up to be less emotionally stable, less able to regulate their emotions. What I'm doing is I'm helping you raise up a functioning, healthy human being, which is more important, I would say, than how much money you might have been able to use to put clothes on his back or maybe to buy him a toy. He didn't worry about whether or not daddy put a roof on his head. He worried about whether daddy was yelling and screaming every day or whether
Yeah.
he spoke life into
Real
him,
quick, I get,
or whether he
real quick,
encouraged the
I get
woman
what
that
you,
he
I get
saw
what
that
you're
was
saying real
raising
quick.
him as a mother. You
I
know
get,
what I'm saying?
yeah, no, I 100% get what you're saying. And that part I would agree with. The part of like, meaning that, well, it's more to it than just the money. There's nurturing aspect. There's things that's good for the child. We're not speaking on that part. We're speaking on the individual basis because we're all individuals. So you're saying that, well, you don't think that it's baggage. You don't think that, well, a woman dating a single father is baggage, there's no baggage there, or a man dating a single mother, there's no baggage there. The truth is, Ease, be also on hands ready. The truth is that no, it is baggage. I would say one, it's baggage on both ends, but it's more baggage on the woman's end. Like, you ladies don't even think about this. The fact that if you're a single mother and you're dating a man with no kids, he has no kids. When he enters that relationship, at some point you are expecting this man to provide and protect your kid. If he doesn't do that, you're not really going to look at him as a man. So this is like an expectation from the current man that you're dating. You get that? Now, when you're dating this man and you have kids, does this man have authority to discipline your kids?
I think that is a conversation that has to be had. But
Correct.
I think also if that is
Okay.
a parental figure in the home, and as long as there's boundaries that you both agree on,
So
absolutely.
think about that.
I agree.
That's an adult.
Would you like me to chime in? Because I'm
Yeah, you can chime in. Yeah.
Yes, I have a child. He's 5 years old and he's in baseball. So we do discipline him. We go to his baseball games. My boyfriend and I, and also my son's father is also active in his life, and we go and he
Okay.
disciplines
Let me
him.
ask another question.
We
then.
live together. He disciplines him as well.
Let's see if this is true. Just going to give names. Bradley. That's the boyfriend's name, Bradley. Your son's name, Kenny. All right, that's your son's name, Kenny. Kenny's acting up. Bradley smacks Kenny. I told you don't do that anymore. Get in your room. You come home. Kenny tells you, Bradley smacked me. Are you going to go ahead and speak to Bradley and say why you smacked Kenny?
Yes.
Or are you going to be like, all right, well, Bradley smacked you. Well, you must have been doing something wrong.
But I would have had the same
Number
question.
No, we need one mic at a time. Who want to go first?
Number one, they wouldn't be by themselves. Like, my man's gonna be at work. So when do you have time to slap him if I'm not there? That was not happening.
No,
And
this is
number two,
this is a
if
hypothetical.
it did happen,
Hypothetically speaking.
I would call my baby daddy and he would be getting his ass beat.
Okay,
Because
so
you're not touching my son. You're my boyfriend. That's just not gonna happen.
No.
Yeah,
That's
there
my
it is.
child. First, I'm a mother first, and I'm a woman after.
Yeah.
So that's not happening.
you tell it, Queen. You
Allow
tell
me-
it, Queen.
Allow me to get
What
in
about
there.
you?
Allow me to get in there. So, quickly.
Get away. Stay away from them single mamas. Stay away from the single mamas. That's a dating. That's a path to sexual dating. Leave single moms alone. Right? Because them kids, them kids are something else, right? They get to acting up. And them kids see that you're weak because you can't do nothing. They're going to continue to bang on you. So I wouldn't advise that as one. So to have a successful dating experience, stay away from the baby mamas because that's too much to really deal with. Baby daddy drama. Then if she gets mad at you, right? The kid's going to get mad at you. So it's not just her, it's them. So it's a whole army. So successful dating in 2025, don't mess with baby mamas. Stay away from bad bitches. If she's a bad bitch, look the other way. Do not date bad bitches. Do not have relationships with bad bitches. You will lose. You will lose. You need average. Date-wise, you need average to less than average. To have a potential networking, make sure your friend can hook you guys up or meet them at a networking event, and then talk to them for like a year, 6 months to a year, and see if y'all gonna date. Because rushing is just a bad formula. It's just a bad formula because everything's just happening so fast. You don't have time to, emotionally regulate. And now you're in a whirlwind. You didn't know that this was going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And now you're in a emotional entrapment. You are now, caught up in something that you might not fully understand. Even if she's pressing, I want to be with you, make her wait. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Very brief. Bradley would not have to provide for my kid. Don, what is it, Mikey, Kinky, whatever? He has.
real
he
quick.
has a father.
I get it, I get
let
it.
me get there
But
now.
stick
To
with
this
the
part.
hypothetical.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me stick to the hypothetical. Now, I am going to ask Bradley. He smacked me up. Oh, okay. Hey, Bradley, what happened? What? If you have the authority to provide for my kid, you also have the authority to discipline my kid under certain circumstances. So I'm going to ask Bradley what happened. What happened?
There's
So
no
based on
accent.
what happened, oh no, but I will. Based on because when what's the kid's name again?
Kenny.
When Kenny
Kenny,
has
yeah.
any needs and I need Bradley to cover, Bradley comes and covers.
But smacking him physically?
we don't. I would have smacked Kenny myself if he would have done whatever
Yeah, but
he
that's
did.
not his
to-
father. So
to-
red flag.
So I'll take that
There
red
you
flag.
go.
Okay.
I'll
then
take that red
real
flag.
quick, real quick. I get it real quick. Let's stick here. Let me hear your answer.
That's kind of that's exactly where I was going to go
But
with that.
let's stick with the
topic is-
hypothetical.
Right.
Remember, the hypothetical is you not home, Kenny acting up. Bradley's that's your boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
He got no kids. He disciplining your kid. He smacks Kenny across his face. Kenny goes flying. Boom! Go in your room, Kenny.
That's not happening.
I think
Are you going to tolerate that? What's going to be your response?
I think it's all situational. to be honest with you.
Negative.
But no, but that is the situation though. Stick with the
No, but I
hypothetical.
think it is situational, and as far as the dynamic within the home and your relationship and your children.
Okay, let me map it
Say
out real
it-
quick.
okay.
Let me map it out real quick. Just because I see you want more context.
Correct.
But I'll just put a little bit more.
There's a
in-
lot of gray area.
Fair enough. I'll put a little bit more context for you since you're asking for the hypothetical. You've been in a relationship with Bradley for 2 years.
Okay.
Relationship with him for 2 years. And you two, you could live together or not live together. It really doesn't matter. It's just the fact that he's home with your child, and he's disciplining your child, and he smacks them and tell them to go to the room. What's going to be your reaction now?
I think I'm going to kind of ask both questions. As far as tell me what happened.
Fair. Will you
What-
be upset?
If the response is not,
I'm not. I'm going to ask the questions I need to ask first
I
to
would
have
say
full context.
when you're
And-
done.
Real quick.
because
let
you
it go.
never, until I have that information, there could have been a very serious situation. It could have been an accident. Say Bradley was like, "Hey, I made this mistake by accident," and
How old's the child?
Okay, but you really
I think
wouldn't-
there's also
you really wouldn't- the
5 years
child is of age, but it doesn't even matter how old the child is. The reason, real quick, just give me 2 seconds to lay my plan. I got you. I really want to hear your thoughts on it too.
Okay.
The reason why I asked this question to express to you how can a man have all this responsibility of protecting and providing for you and providing for your child, but he has no authority of disciplining your child, meaning that responsibility without authority is essentially slavery. This man is taking care of you and your kids, but he can't discipline his kids. Imagine if it was reversed and you were taking care of his kid, but he was like, I don't want you nurturing my daughter. You'd be like, wait, what? This is innate in me. This is a natural reaction for me to be nurturing, but you don't want me nurturing your daughter? That's the same thing. It's an innate reaction for the man to discipline a child. He's already protecting and providing. The natural response would be to discipline this child, but you're trying to take this away. So all of this responsibility, but zero authority. So when I say that single mothers, from a general standpoint, a man with no kids dating a single mother, that's a red flag. That's so much baggage and so much responsibility that this man is taking on, and he gets really nothing in return. Like, you're doing all of this just for a little bit of box?
Right.
Like, it doesn't even make any sense. So I'll go ahead and lay my plane there. What's your thoughts?
So to answer that question, right? And you said again, because I think all of us has a response to each question that you ask. Before we all want to hear what everybody has to say and
Yeah.
what you have to say as well. So I know you had an answer to that question as well, but my answer was that as far as your scenario that you created, right? You said that the child was at home with Bradley. Yes.
Yeah.
So now in that case that Bradley disciplined the child, you said, would that be acceptable? What was the question? Because I wanted to add before you got off.
You got kids?
Yes, I do. I have a child. Yes.
Oh, you have a child.
So
You've been in
said
situations like
Bradley-
this?
No, because you started talking, so I kind of we got away from it before everybody else got.
Okay. So yeah, the hypothetical is Bradley is home with Kenny.
Right.
Kenny is your child. Bradley's your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Right? Bradley sees that Kenny is doing something bad. He's not listening. He's being insubordinate. He slaps Kenny across the face.
Okay.
Says, go to your room. You come home. What you doing?
So now my answer is that if I felt comfortable enough to leave my child at home with, who was the boyfriend, Bradley, then that means that, yes, I trust his vision and I trust I trust him to be responsible enough for my child, or else I wouldn't have left my child alone with him. So that means that he's to look after him, to ensure his safety, and also to discipline him if needs be. So if my partner disciplined my child while I was away, then yes, I am okay with that discipline. Now, yes, I'm going to have a conversation with my partner as to what happened. But at the end of the day, I'm not leaving my child alone in a house or wherever the case is with a man that I don't trust. I'm not going to be in a relationship with a man where I don't trust him. I don't trust his principles and his integrity to be able to protect me, to lead my child, and everything that comes with that partnership and for his roles as a father and as a husband, etc.
Fair enough. So here's another reason why it's also it's a L when a man, and we kind of see it here, right? It's crazy. Here's the difference. And you said it. You said, if Bradley disciplined my kid and slapped Kenny, he hit my kid, I'm calling the real father to come beat my boyfriend up. So essentially, you would allow the real father to discipline your kid, but the real father isn't no longer protecting and providing for you. But the new man is protecting and providing for you, but he still can't discipline your kid. That's crazy.
Can I explain something?
Sure.
Cooley? Okay, so I was a CPS worker for a certain amount of my career time with my bachelor's degree, so child protective specialist. And so when you're growing up, when you're in a house and you're raising a child, there's different ways to discipline children. Physical, can you put the chat, please? There's no reason if you didn't
X the chat out.
if you didn't make that child, you have no reason to physically harm that child. Number one. Number two, I wanna be in a home where there's no physical violence. So him even demonstrating that and portraying that onto my child, that means he could do that to me, and that means I'm gonna condone
No,
that.
that doesn't mean
So
that.
my-
What it
my-
means that the
Like,
man
can I
is
talk, please?
No,
'Cause I
listen,
let everyone
real quick,
speak.
I know, but listen, what
Can
you're,
you give me 2 seconds,
I know
please?
I got a question just in there because we go on tangents sometimes, but let's have the back and forth real quick. I do want to hear you. I see what you're saying. But the difference that I'm pointing out is you would, correct me if I'm wrong, you would be okay if your baby father disciplined Kenny. That'd be fine. If Kenny acted up with your baby father and your baby father smacked Kenny, said, go to the room, you'd be okay with that, right?
Yes, I'll be
Okay, now
perfectly
stop it
fine
there.
with that.
Okay, yes, you will be perfectly fine with it. But the new man that is taking on all of this responsibility of protecting and providing for you, this nigga had to pay for your hair, your nails, send you all of this cash app just to get to see you. He's doing all of these things and he's taking care of your kids, but he can't even do the thing that another man can do.
He can raise his voice and discipline him and sit him in the corner. We could sit down at dinner and have a family like civil people. But for you to put your hands on my child that came out of my PUSSY and that was not your nut, absolutely not. I'm not
Exactly.
going to
And that's the
tolerate that.
point.
I'm not going to condone that. And no man is going to hit my child.
And you know
It's
what?
not going to be a conversation. I'm not going to pull him to the side and ask everybody what happened here today. Oh my God. It's not going to be none of that.
I get
It's
it.
going to be you're done.
I get it.
And
And
that's
you-
it.
and you
Because at
know
the
what?
end of the day, that's an ACS case too. So you're not gonna put that at risk. You
But it
understand?
would have been the same case from the baby's father.
Because he's gonna go to school and he's gonna say, oh, this and that. But my baby,
Okay,
it's
real
just
quick.
different.
Let's stop real quick.
Period.
The
It's just not
the
happening.
thing that
And that's why you don't date early. So you won't get into, you got to really examine these women. And now if you want to have a kid with them, that's fine. But you would have to relinquish, all these tangible and intangibles. And wow, it's just so complicated when you try. It's even worse when you marry. So, yeah, successful dating, relationships in 2025, short-term investments. Short-term investments over long-term investments. That's the key to dating and relationships in 2025. Short-term investments are more valuable. You deal with less baggage. You don't have to worry about all this drama, all this chaos. And I think a lot of people take the long term because they're trying to get to a place, right, where they're trying to build a future. But long-term investments comes long-term chaos. And this is where we have to differentiate when we talk about successful dating and relationships versus just want to have fun. I understand, right? It's hard. It's very difficult to try to, cultivate somebody, but you have to be more, you have to create more value for yourself. And particularly to the men, we have to create more value and make ourselves more valuable. Because if we don't do that, it seems like all we get is, what's up, Nightish? All we get is the short end of the stick. So I think co-parenting is the future. Short-term investments is the future. Because when you deal with these women on a short-term basis, you have a more successful chance of not having the drama and the chaos. And this is very important in mental health. Engagement is what we want, yeah. But through networking, networking. But in my opinion, in my estimated opinion, the long-term investments are very hostile, right? It just because women want too much money, they want too much. Their demands are too high. Then they come with baggage. Then now you got to deal with her ups and downs, ins and outs. A lot of women got rosters now. A lot of women are promiscuous. They've been sexually liberated, and they have this guy, that guy, and they don't care. So long term, I think you lose. I think you lose. A lot of women on alcohol, drugs. A lot of women. Then you got the women who are witches and who practice witchcraft. Then you got women, and then you got the incels. Then you got the it's just so much, right? Long term is a long death. But short term, you ain't got to worry about that, right? You ain't got to worry about dealing with the inconsistencies. Because then you have a deal in place and you're able to at least get what you want out of it and still maintain your mental health, maintain your sovereignty. Because when you get into these long-term relationships, it's very costly, number one. It costs the same. Two, the less chance, you have at, communicating successfully. Because women, it seems like the longer you're with them, the worse they get. The more time you spend with them, the more selfish they get. So, in my estimated opinion, short-term beats long-term. Because I ain't got time to be dealing with all this change in behavior. I'm not here to raise no woman. My job is not to father no grown-ass woman. I'm here to enjoy this woman in the best capacity that's possible. And that best capacity is, in my opinion, short-term. And I keep, a rotation in line with short-term goals. They're just easier to master. Short-term goals in a relationship is easier to master. Right? We have to change the way we do things. We have to, as men. Can't keep doing the same shit. That old shit ain't working no more. get to know, court, vet. Just meet her parents. You meet single mamas. And they toxic too. Men, we have to be different. Can't be looking at grandpa and them. Them days is over. Got to be more selfish. Because women, it seems that they are on a tear of destruction. They want to come in. So your options is you're dealing long term. You come in with a woman, she's going to want to eventually run the relationship. She's going to want to challenge. She wants to be heard. Then she doesn't ever want to pay for that. And she's always complaining. These is long-term relations, man. This is just a bunch of complaining going on. A bunch of emotional roller coaster. Friends all in your business. These is long-term shit is trash. But when you're short-term, guess what? You keep your power. You don't have to, you don't have to deal with the overcommitment. Overcommitment is death by 1,000 cuts. And I hate to say it, man. I wish I had a better way. I wish, it could be long-term successful relationships on a consistent basis. I'd rather have that, but I don't think it's possible. I just don't think, not these days, not 2025. I'm cracked the code. If the only way you could deal with these modern women is you got to modernize yourself. And that is, if you go short-term investments with these women, that means you put yourself first and you're putting more value on yourself. You're making yourself more valuable to you. And then you don't overly commit. You don't have to hear her mouth. You don't have to argue. There's just so much you don't have to go through. When you're dealing in long term, oh man, it's a headache. Then you gotta worry about somebody taking your bitch. It's just so much, man. These women are off the chain. And they like putting their hands on men now. They like to fight. I've seen them pull up on a nigga. What? But when you're dealing in a short-term investment, then you don't have to worry about that. She has no right to go to your phone. You don't have to tell her where you're at. She don't need a location. You don't have to explain yourself. Why you out with your boys at 3 a.m? You just live your life. You can live your life. You ain't got to worry about keying up your car. All that stuff. So, yeah. I'm in the show. Thank you for coming. Till next time.